All right. So, I guess just looking at time, I wanted to see if there was any questions that you might have had, about that, or if you feel comfortable, I can just start diving into the smarter marketing piece.
No, I loved it. I mean, the creeping growth in the retail search market share is been incredible and substantial. And I think one of the most important things is you often see um, a lot of searches occurring on Microsoft well before they're occurring on any other search engine, or even outside of the search engine space. And that's growing and growing and growing. And I think the more merchants begin to leverage, again, as we're going to get into all the smarter marketing tools and being able to leverage partnerships like ours, they're going to start to see they're going to see an incredible benefit from running ads on Microsoft. And of course, a lot of the expansions are going on right now. I mean, remarketing audiences, I know we've just started working on building those up for our merchants. These incredible tools that will generate a meaningful amount of traffic and a tremendous return on ad spend.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. So I'm going to just jump into smart marketing because I think, yeah, I mean, you guys are already in development for a couple of those things we've wanted to bake in, and we want to make sure people can take advantage of it. And if it's as easy of a flip of a switch, then that's then we hit a home run. So smarter marketing, I wanted to call this out that anyone who has a Microsoft Ads account right now can download the Microsoft Ads intelligence tool. What this is, here's the bit URL. Again, I'll spend a few seconds on this just so that folks can type it into their browser and download it. But it's a free Excel plugin, and it pops up and it shows up right at the very top of the ribbon, and it says Microsoft Ads campaign budget and Microsoft Ads intelligence tool. And what it does is it essentially allows you to work offline. Allows you to use an Excel doc. And if you're looking to expand your keywords, if you're looking to, I guess, even get suggestions on what you're already advertising on, this tool is designed to provide that information for you. And it pulls from our reporting cubes. And so it's the best you can work with in a program that allows you to manipulate it and, sort of make it look pretty if you wanted to present this to someone. But it really is an awesome tool for folks to just download and have because it shows them what kind of volume they'd see for their product and expand on that if they wanted to make sure they can increase their reach. A key area that we do offer is research templates. And so there's a research template called their Search Query Insights Dashboard. Yes, it's a mouthful, but for folks who want to get an understanding as to like how are things shaping out relative to their, what is the search volume looking like or the search behavior looking like for my overall vertical or, the space I'm operating in. And here, relating it to a COVID world, we're indoors a lot. And so folks are thinking about DIY projects. They're thinking about crafts. They're thinking about, again, home repair. They're thinking about projects. And this one particularly, I typed in outdoor projects, super simple. And I looked for, the parent country, United States, and the device desktops, right? And
I love this. I got to cut you off. I love this thing.
Yeah.
This thing is, I mean, I've been toying with it ever since you showed it to me. I think this is incredible because I think one of the outside of the box things I started doing with this was, again, you started using search queries that are not necessarily like I started doing the long tail ones like you're showing here, and ways that I think retailers can really begin to adapt this into a strategy. And we've started adapting into the strategy of looking at, especially now, but I think this will be eternally useful. Looking at how certain trends around long tail keywords can really start to impact what products to be pushing, when to be pushing them, and how to be pushing them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, look, I know that a lot of folks who are watching this shouldn't be going out anywhere, and so you can bake out another 20 minutes of your day, extend your work day by another 20 minutes, push the cocktail hour to 7 p.m. Right? But definitely play with this. It's a really cool tool. It's free. It's available, and again, just walking you through the date range and what we're seeing as a trend, starting at the beginning of this year, January 6th, and we put the timeline up until the 5th of April. We can line this up that even around when the United States started making a concerted effort to quarantine or to shelter in place, we started seeing massive lift. I mean, that's look, it's almost like a hockey stick, when you look at March 1st all the way up until at the end of March. And so again, this is we can't predict what or forecast accurately because we've never lived in this world, but we can tell you from what we are seeing in a long tail side, you should be able to apply your long tail search query in there and see how how your vertical is doing. And again, it'll give you some insights down below that can help you, allocate your ads in front of the right people. Age group, we break that down for you guys. Here, you'll see that, the majority are 65 plus, 38%, and then the other side is 50 to 64. That makes up just over, it's about 60% of your folks. I mean, you can adjust a modifier for that. We have that. Gender-wise, it's overwhelmingly male here. So, depending on your product, you may want to just get in front of that audience. We have a modifier for that. In terms of queries that, are related to what you're doing, this is to show you, again, what's orbiting in that general search query. And so here you have do-yourself outdoor projects, weekend outdoor projects, free outdoor projects, easy outdoor projects. So, this should help shape a little bit of, what you go after. So, again, take advantage of it. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. And it's the only work you have to do is enter in the search query, hit the refresh button, and the rest, populates for you.
Yeah, and widely usable. Look, we're an e-commerce focused company, of course, and we help retailers, we help merchants. But I'm not going to, pigeonhole us right now because I think that many businesses are struggling, small businesses especially, and we can all do our part to start to support these small businesses. But this is universally usable. So anybody who's watching, anybody who's getting an opportunity to see this, and when you download or at least when you start using the tool, start using this. This is incredible. This is great for doctors. This is great for lawyers. This is after we're finally out and businesses start opening up again. This is an incredible tool to start leveraging, to start using in perpetuity, regardless of what industry you're part of.
Yeah, and this is great. The interesting thing here is, day of the week trend, like this just shows you like when they're searching. So, if you feel that Monday and Tuesday is not a good use of your budget and you're not converting as well, focus on the days that they are. So again, this is all designed to help you inform your strategy and to provide you with enough information so you can feel confident in how you start structuring these bad boys. All right, so moving forward, the audience marketing solutions, right? And so this is, again, to show you guys a little bit more of the breadth. We showed you guys who our partners are, showed you who we work with to provide you more of that volume. So where we're showing in terms of, properties, right? How your ad's going to look, where is it going to show up? One, the Microsoft Search Network. That's just the bread and butter. Go to bing.com, and this is sort of what it looks like. You've seen it. It looks a lot like what Google's doing. We're doing a lot of the same. Why break something that's not broken, right? So it looks good. Two, the Microsoft Audience Network. This is us actually venturing into the audience world. We have so much data from all of our products that we found that there are just general signals that show us some people are in the market for certain products. So why not get the opportunity to apply those audience buckets to your product? Where the ads would show, you'll see that on msn.com. This is an example. There's a very nice carousel right there. It's prominent. It's right next, again, to a hub that most people use generally to get all their news and even start the searches. We also show on the Edge browser, it's the latest browser that we have. It's awesome. I love it. And then, the outlook.com. So more on that if you want to go into that. Three, Microsoft Promote IQ. We recently acquired this company, Promote IQ, and they do really awesome stuff to help you monetize on a different channel. And so now that we have access to that inventory, it's our product now. We can start showing your products to these folks. And so this is, again, designed to provide diversity on a platform, and then also just to show you guys that we're growing and we're working with the industry to get smarter, because we know people are doing interesting things. Why not? Why not start leveraging that?
Yeah, because I mean, shoppers are getting smarter, just as
Hmm.
advertisers and just as merchants and
Yep.
just as partners as we are. We're all getting smarter, but and what we always have to keep in the back of my mind is that shoppers are going to evolve, and they're going to evolve. They're going to get smarter. They're going to get savvier. They're going to want to use and also based on the generation, because as you know, in as more generations of young people begin to grow up and begin to start being able to use these tools and everything like that, they're going to want to leverage the new age technology, and they might start to you might just start to see more of a shift to those new age technologies, combined with the use of search engines at the same time.
Yeah, you said it right. I mean, I think 10 years ago, it used to be like the savviness was just me, looking for a promo code on one, publisher site and then jumping to the next one and looking for another promo code. Now there's diversity right now in terms of like how you can shop. There's apps specifically designed for sneakers, let alone stuff for just home and decor. Again, it's broadening out, and we just need to make sure that we have our hand on the pulse. And again, I guess just segueing into what we're doing as well, in that our technology is getting smarter. And so we have AI powered solutions. What's that mean? Beautiful buzzword, right? So our image search, right? Let's just say you saw something, again, I'm going to use the example of Mad Men. If you saw an awesome side table or you saw a really cool couch, you just know that it's mid-century, or you just know that it was blue. You find
Also know that you have outfitted your apartment with all of these things now, haven't you?
Right. Well, I guess I have a wish list, right? So, and I guess, jumping back and forth between publishers to find the promo code. But marketers are getting smarter. And I want folks to try this out. Go to Bing.com. Image search. I guess just mid-century couch or whatever it is that you're looking to, I guess, put on your shopping list.
Yeah,
And then
I got to see this live in action because you got to actually you took a specific product, but you segmented it. You actually like changed the cropping. So if you only wanted, for example, if I was looking at a lampshade and you only wanted the shade, you could cordon off just the shade and it would just focus on that, or you could cordon off like the vase, so to speak, on the
Mhm.
bottom. And then it gave you this bevy of results that, I mean, it ranged because after you had done that with me, I was like, oh wait, maybe I don't want I love the lamp and I love the lamp bottom, but then there was all these other products that were very similar, and I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's exactly like, somebody on the engineering side came up with this, and they're like, hey, we already have this identifying technology. Why not apply it to this? Because, again, sometimes people see something that they can't necessarily identify. Why not help them narrow it down and provide them the, immediate result there for them to take an action on? So, uh, yeah, it's really cool. It's on the image side. Definitely test it out. And, again, the results that we show up are not organic. They are intentionally shopping ads. So definitely something there for folks who didn't know that was available to them. And that's something that we're leveraging. We are. So again, reiterating on the point of where we are from as a network, Microsoft Ads, we're at 37% of the market share. Again, that's just who we are. There's 6.4 billion monthly searches, and 127 million of those are unique monthly searchers. So we're growing. We're consistently getting more reach. Aside from those partners that I showed you guys, we are plugged into a lot of hardware guys. So as folks are going to work, their company is going through a hardware refresh, more than likely their PCs, and we, Microsoft, are the operating systems of choice there. So in a lot of ways, folks find themselves using this and they don't know it yet, or they do know it and they're becoming converts. So by all means, I want to make sure that folks know people are searching broadly across devices. They're adopting us at a higher clip now.
I've always seen the adoption, right? Coming from a big agency life at one point, seeing the space for service-based business providers, and then obviously switching into the e-commerce realm. I think merchants rarely understand the true raw benefit and the incredible. So typically we're seeing extremely right now and throughout. I think we always see these much lower CPCs, more targeted search terms, very intelligent search terms, not and very few broad, but more so the long tails and the terms that are driving top ROAS for all different industries. From auto parts, which I've seen incredibly powerful, auto parts, pet supplies, home and garden, and it really runs the gamut. And some surprising categories as well have just done incredibly well. And we've seen, I know, and we have, we have some studies coming up soon about how some of our merchants have really been able to see an incredible benefit from the Microsoft Audience Network and the Microsoft Search Marketing Network. We have one coming up pretty soon, if I remember correctly, and I mean it's a completely random industry. I mean it's a chocolatier essentially, who sells bulk chocolate, and it's mostly to restaurants and obviously that's a very difficult sector right now. But what they wound up finding is that during this time there are more homeowners that are now getting into baking and getting into cooking at home, and their orders have not stopped. They've actually increased, and I think that we recently saw a tripling or doubling of their search volume just on Microsoft alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think what we're seeing is certain parts of the retail landscape are actually seeing a massive lift where, in the past, we didn't see it because people weren't needing to be confined to their homes
Right.
24 hours a day. So in that way, like we want to make sure that folks know that if they're seeing lift, take advantage of it. If you have the inventory and you need to move it, like by all means, this is an opportunity to do that because again, it's just helping us learn a little bit about how these behaviors are how things are changing. And again, in a few months, this may just continue to, again, inspire more folks to take on those projects that they get putting off. Or again, we might see some secondary careers, right? I mean, I just ordered some yeast, because I saw a really cool video on how to make my own bread. And so I'll probably be pinging you, texting you to see if I get some pointers on, flavoring it. But I have the time for
Of course.
it. Yeah, so it's that kind of stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I made I did homemade ramen broth. It's sitting in my fridge right now, and it's like I'm actually trying to get it to ferment just a little bit,
Okay.
because it kind of improves improves the flavor, and that's all. I'm still doing it in the refrigerator, and I'm a ramen snob, but I mean I got every possible, and the secret is the aromatics. The secret is not necessarily the pork bones or the broth itself. It's what you use to base it on. So your garlics, your gingers, your onions. And I'm really excited to get to test that one out.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, again, I know that you are a master, chef.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, I was a professional chef before I got into search engine marketing, pastry, and then eventually I worked my way into hospitality, restaurant management. And I'm glad I'm not to say that I wouldn't love being part of that industry right now, but I got out many years ago, and it was the right decision for me at the time. But it is definitely left with me that some expertise that I can pull out and make sure my kids eat really healthy. My kids eat great.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is an opportunity. Who knows? We'll probably see a bunch of people pivot. At the end of the day, be like, I realize that my passion now is to make bread and or like dedicate yourself to making pasta. I don't know, but all those things, again, I for myself in my personal world see a bunch of communicating with a bunch of folks who are getting to those own DIY projects. So yeah, I guess this is we don't have to go too far to highlight those examples.
No, but please go ahead, continue.
All right, so yeah, I mean, the audience network, right? I want to show you guys here. Where's the animation? Okay, awesome. Here it is. Wow. Okay, so
Let's just skip all thinking. Let's get the full picture.
Yeah, just give me the full picture, right? So I know I touched on the audience network earlier. Again, talking about the carousel ad on the MSN.com page, right? But again, we've started to dive into that world of audiences because we have all those rich signals. Again, we're leveraging the LinkedIn side, Promote IQ, our own just Bing search engine that again ingests so much data and search queries that again people sort of self-identify certain things that they need or want and they qualify themselves like I want this, how do I find this? And so we found that we also want to be able to leverage our other properties. So outlook.com, it's a free email client just like gmail.com, and folks are using it and we can market in front of them. msn.com, like I said, it's a hub similar to like yahoo.com. People use that as their primary point for the news, primary point to get their access to the email and to start the search. So why not take advantage of that visual piece? And then on the Edge browser and some select partners, these are just tiles there that, again, based off of those signals that people show us, we will get your product in front of the right folks. So it's not just a general sort of hodgepodge of, places that we're placing your ad in front. These are intentional places. And again, we operate on a different model than like what a GDN does or a display buy would be. So if you guys have more questions, by all means, I want to make sure folks can reach out to Tony and or myself and or go to the advertising site on Microsoft and do a little bit of research there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it, absolutely, there's gonna be information in the description and ways to get a hold of me. You can submit your questions through me. I can get them over to Mauricio, and obviously we're gonna be sharing those out when we start to receive them.
Cool. Great. So again, achieve more with our network. It's built for you, right? And this is a tagline. I did not come up with it. It's too clever for me. So bear with me here. But at the end of the day,
always the modest one.
Modest, right? But programmatic native, in-feed native ads, cost per click buying model, click through advertisers page. This is basically the basic value proposition of that audience piece. So again, it's super straightforward. Folks want to find out how to get involved. By all means, please reach out. Let's have a conversation. So what's available for folks generally right now to take advantage of? If you have an account, it's easy. You just log in and, we have an opportunities page. It basically shows you what is available from what we've learned of the given performance that you've been active, what we recommend. Some recommendations will be like, you are bidding too high on this keyword. You're bidding too much. You're not bidding high enough for this particular product group. Is this intentional to exclude this? So it'll give you a little bit more insights, and it's not here to question your logic. It's just here to make sure that you're looking at, you're trying to turn every stone that you can to make sure that you activate as much as possible. Competition tab, who's competing in your space? I want to know who's that. If, what I'm selling is being marketed by somebody else, I want to know who that is, how they're bidding and what they're doing. It just helps inform a little bit about what they're doing and how you should adjust for that. Performance insights, spot performance changes instantly with analysis. Pretty straightforward. It's just designed to tell you, you made a change here. We saw a spike in traffic. You may want to revisit that if it's not delivering what you need. You made a change this date and you are decreasing your performance. You may want to revisit that. And so again, it's just designed to help you keep track and keep sanity, basically. And then last but not least, when it comes to location targeting, recommendations, places you may want to be able to expand on, right? If you're targeting the United States, it's a very big place. We all know it is. And it's got some big cities and secondary cities, third tier cities and regions in there that, again, largely either get ignored or don't, really, get seen as potential opportunities. Our location recommendations help determine that through the traffic that comes in. If you're seeing a lot more conversions from places that you just didn't think were your primary targets, now's the opportunity to revisit that stuff, and we want to deliver those things to you.
And I know our team has been leveraging these, but I have to drill home, the location recommendations are incredibly vital for merchants, and it will uncover insight into performance across regions again that you have to implement and you have to ensure as part of your strategy, because if you're not, you're leaving money on the table or you're wasting money that could be easily reallocated to other higher performing segments of your marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said it, right? You have your two case scenarios that, essentially we see it all the time. We see it all the time, right? So, that said, let's make this a conversation, guys. And I'm glad that I was given the opportunity to present in front of you, in front of your audience, and have a conversation with you, Tony. I know that this is not going to be the last time that you and I are going to be sharing a virtual screen, uh, because I think,
Definitely not. Are you kidding me? I just like seeing you, man.
oh man, well, okay. So now I know the second check cleared. So great. Thank you for. But
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, and look, I mean, it's an interesting time. The stimulus checks have just started arriving. I know this is going to be a certainly a bright spot and throughout all this gray matter, so to speak. But I thank you so much for joining me, and just a big thank you, of course, from all of us here at Sales and Orders and everybody out there and our partners and everybody. Just thank you to the Microsoft advertising team. I thank you to Mauricio, and a big shout out again to everybody over on your team. You guys hooked us up. I know I couldn't I couldn't have thanked you more for the gift that you send my family, and some of our staff. And again, I know John got to know Grant, and just that little special bright spot in our day really helped make it through a little bit better.
yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate that, and we're all in this together, right? Like that means more to me, every day as we sort of continue living in the shared experience, and you know, um, I live in Brooklyn, and I would love to go out to the store or to support my local restaurant, but I can't, and I'm trying to do it in ways that we can, and so in a lot of ways, you guys being successful means your advertisers have to be successful, and we want to make sure that uh, we're doing right by the end advertiser and helping them follow where there's smoke and where there's a click opportunity. And for folks who are seeing a hit on the inverse side of it, right, where they just can't, do the business because they need people to be in their storefront or for X, Y, and Z reasons, we want to make sure that we can also provide some long-term support there in that, okay, we're going to get out of this. How do we get ahead of it so that when people can start walking into your front door or into your brick and mortar store, you've already gotten ahead of it, and took advantage of it in a cost-effective way, leveraging this messaging, this audience, and in our network. So, thank you again, and by all means, let's keep the conversation going. I'm going to send you the deck, and let's set up another one because I think we got some really awesome case studies from you guys' portfolio that we'd love
Yeah,
to
for
highlight.
sure, absolutely. I can't wait. I'm super excited. I know I'm gonna set up a dedicated playlist just for my chats with Mauricio.
Dedicated
Hopefully, yeah, hey, absolutely, and I can't wait because I know if we can certainly get more with you, anybody else over at Microsoft that wants to join us. I'm certainly pumped for our next one, and I know our audience is definitely going to love all of this.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for the time, Tony. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Remember, it's 25 seconds.
So it's up from 20 now. Now it's 25.
Yeah, I'm an overachiever, so
Right.
I
Well,
like to push.
we're New Yorkers. Cuomo is to now require everybody to start wearing face masks in public. You don't have a choice. And this is just a message to everybody: stay safe, stay healthy, but keep your neighbors safe and healthy too. This is not we're, as Mauricio said, we're in this together. We're not alone. We're standing arm in arm. We're all here. We're partners. We're friends. We're colleagues. We're brothers. We're sisters. We're all of them. We were here before. We're here during, and we're going to be here afterwards. And as I continue to have these chats, again, thank you to everybody who joins and stay healthy. Hug your loved ones. Go outside, get some fresh air, do what you can, spend more time with your family. Just be present and be there in the moment.
Awesome. All right. Well, take care, and till next time, stay safe, and we'll talk later.
All right, have a good one, everybody.
Bye.